All right, so I have just about had it with Instagram. Had it. Um, it's like if I didn't think that Instagram could come up with another way to basically delete my video and get rid of it and all the words and all the things I said. If I thought that, if I thought before that Instagram couldn't find a different way to do it, they did it again. I mean, I so firstly, this is my third attempt, by the way, and I'm actually filming this on my phone because I can't even get these videos to the point where I can set them as drafts. Like that is like I'm having to the point where I'm having to do it on my phone so that way if the at least if the video doesn't get uploaded now, I can still try to upload it another time. Because the first time I tried to upload it, it exited out of the app like it does many times. It just goes out of the Instagram app for whatever reason. But this time I open the Instagram app and it acts like the video never existed. Like there's no like couldn't upload this right now. I went to my drafts and it wasn't in my draft. It's like it acted like I didn't just make a 20-minute video. Fuck you, Instagram. I mean, like I am going to stop posting videos on this app if this continues. And then I did another video and tried to upload that, and it was stuck on like the processing thing. It's like I didn't even get the video to the point where I could put a title. Like it was just stuck at processing for the longest time. I I have had it. I've absolutely had it. I am not going to be doing videos. I don't care how little amount of posts this account gets. I am not going to keep posting videos on this Instagram account or Instagram period if this keeps happening. I have had it. So I guess in a way, a lot of times it can be easier because I can just kind of recap what I was gonna say, and I also wanted to say that I hunted the coins today. So and because I've already shown them twice, they're all already out, so it's easier to show them. But so my original video I did, I started by, I was upstairs and I was talking about how I didn't initially have a lot of updates because most of the time when I do these videos, I start the video like the day like after I end up getting updates. Like so I had no idea that Chris actually had a school function today. Chris and Mom went to that. I think a few minutes after Chris got home. Ironically, they had Costco pizza there. So the reason why I say ironically is because as I was filming the hunt when I hunted the coins today, and I'll tell you about that as I said. Dad texted me like, "Oh, if you eat some leftovers for dinner, I can go to Costco and get pizza and soda and some treats." And um I ended up eating some leftovers. It was kind of annoying though cuz it's like of course he suggested that the one night where the leftovers we have are pretty shitty. Like this week's dinners were not that great. No offense to Mom. Um but so so yeah. Um I will say that one of the things I was also saying was like I really don't have really any of the advantages I used to have doing these videos before. But one thing that sometimes does help is I'm kind of thinking out loud. So I'm like, a lot of times I think of some of my best ideas for things when I'm speaking out loud. Um, but still. So so initially, because I was kind of thinking out loud in that video, I was kind of coming up with this idea, with my final idea as I was talking. So I kind of started about talking about how um, I was, because I was eventually saying I might play it by ear, because I was talking about this weekend, and I started I ended up talking about playing it by ear, and my original plan was like, basically, um, basically my original plan was because I wanted to see if I could contact the Chase tomorrow. One, I wanted to see if they could take any coin, and two, if they have any new coin. And my original plan was to play it by ear and, see one how early I'm gonna be able to go, depending on depending on if Dad wakes me up early, which I think he will, because I've made indications that I do want to go to Costco, and he usually knocks on my door for that. And so how early I'm gonna be up, and two, um, depending on what the chase says, but mainly depending on what the chase says. So my original plan was like, okay, if I get a good response from the chase, I will only ask Mom to take me to the bank in Bonnie Lake on Saturday. But if I get a bad response, I'll have her try to take me to two. Now the thing I didn't consider initially though was grocery shopping. And that eventually led me to suggesting that Dad actually take me to the Chase in Bonnie Lake, because it's like he's going to Costco, and if he goes to the Costco in Bonnie Lake, that's where the Chase is. Now I will say I asked him about this, and I even asked him how late he was gonna go, because if he goes too late, because the thing is Costco trips take a long time when I go with him, like 2 hours. So I asked him about that, and I was also like thinking I might not be able to if the depending if the chase gives me a good answer, I might not be able to go depending on how late he wants to go to Costco. But um but um but I asked him, because as I said, if he goes to a Costco, he can go to the one in Bonnie Lake, and there's a Chase right there. Um and if he does let me, it's really good, because then I only need to go to one bank on Saturday, and that opens up a lot more areas. And um and um the thing I was also thinking about is it would actually be better if Mom goes grocery shopping on Friday night, because I know, like, most of the time she has said that she prefers Saturday morning, but she has gone a couple times on Friday night. And the reason why it would be better is, one, I know Dad's probably going to want to go earlier if she goes on Friday night, because he's going to want to have the pizzas before dinner. If Mom decides to go on Saturday morning, Dad is probably going to go later in the day, I'd guess. And the second thing is, if Mom gets it out of the way Friday night, if I end up having to go to two banks, it's better. Um, but I just really hope he agrees to it, because then I can do that day and go to another bank with Mom the other day. Now, another important note is my main goal is, so this will make sense when I tell you the results of the hunt. But I was saying that even though the last couple times I've hunted quarters have actually provided, I still want a hunt where I have at least $300 in quarters. Even if that means I end up only having, even if it means I only end up having like four rolls of dimes because of it. And obviously, half dollars and dollar coins are pretty much a completely different, issue. But I really want to do that. But the problem is, getting a lot of quarters, how am I going to do that if it's going to be another cobblestone type of, mixed hunt? So even if I do go to the Chase and Bonnie Lake, I know it might be tight, trying to also get to the walk-up chase, but obviously also, again, depends on what they're able to do. I mean, they have been willing to take stuff the last couple times, but I don't know. But that's one of the main things I want to do. So, but yeah. So, I haven't got a response from Dad. Um, I don't know. I'll say one thing. I have been getting more and more tempted to start just posting these, like these as videos right now on YouTube. Like, I've been so tempted to just start doing that. The only problem is if I post them as videos, I'm going to have to post them with my camera sideways, which is less convenient when you're just trying to do a casual video, but until I end up getting more, and I don't, and I've also decided that if and when I do end up moving these videos to YouTube, I'm not even gonna do any like crazy thumbnail. I'm not even gonna take any like picture for the thumbnail. I'm just gonna pick one of, how you can, like, on YouTube videos you can pick the thumbnail from like different screenshots in the video. I'm probably just gonna do that, and make that like just shown as a standalone series. And then when I'm making other like more specific types of videos, like more formal ones, basically, then I'll make actual thumbnails for those. It'll also add more content to the second channel, and more people will see it. I just wish I could do live streams on that channel. Anyway, so it's funny. I was also saying when I was coming downstairs in my original video, it has rained like non-stop today. Like, I don't think there's been a single period today where it hasn't been raining. And I was also saying, I hate the fact that, like, I'm feeling really, like, a lot more horny today than I was yesterday. But of course, yesterday was the day Lauren decided to stay home. This is another thing I was saying. This I actually wasn't saying in my original video. This is a new thing that I was saying in my, my second attempt, is that I hate the fact that Lauren has been going out now like basically every day this week. There's maybe, every other week where she has one day where she's home, maybe 2 days. But and the thing is, it's like it's not one of those things where it's like I feel like because I feel like it's one of those things where normally people would be like, "Why are you so annoyed? Like, high schoolers go out, they have friends, they do things." But it's like no normal high schooler goes out as much as Lauren does. Like, no matter their gender, no matter anything, like um like, high schoolers have school. They have things they're doing the next day. They don't stay out until 11 p.m. every single night. That doesn't happen. Anyway, but I was talking about how, like, of course, tonight, of course, it couldn't have been tonight that she decided to be home. I was also, speaking of horny, I was also debating on wearing those shorts. Those specific, those like ones that have the basketball on them. They're like red and navy and gray, I think. But the only reason why I've been hesitant is because, one, the main thing, they don't have pockets. If they had pockets, I'd wear them so much more. But the other thing is they're very, very thick, and part of that is also an appeal because it makes you feel so like puffy. It makes you feel so pumped up and and thick to the point where, like, you feel like you're almost waddling around. I don't know. It feels sexy. Um, which I guess is kind of, you can't itch your balls. Um, and but yeah, so I don't know. I might start wearing those tomorrow. Who knows? But I want to show you guys the finds from the hunt. Now, because I'm doing this on my phone, I can't flip the camera around. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to really show you guys these coins that well at all because you can't really see them. Like, you can't really see them at all. I guess I should have started filming like this. I guess that would have been easier. But Unfortunately, I can't really show you guys the coins directly. Maybe if I do that, but you can still barely see them. So, unfortunately, because I'm filming on my phone and not as a reel, I can't just flip the camera around. Unless I want to do that, and I don't think they'll let me combine video. I mean, maybe, who knows. But, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they'll let me do that. But, anyway, I've had it. I'm not even going to bother. So, I did not think that my next mixed coin hunt could top my last one at all, because you guys remember how good that hunt was. I mean, I got a West Point quarter. I got I got a West Point quarter. I got two silver nickels. I got a key date Jefferson nickel that was in really good shape. I got a steel penny, and I got a BU 1956 nickel. I did not think I could equal that at all with how good that hunt was. But I think we did in this hunt. This was another fantastic hunt. Now the first surprise was when I was going through the quarters, and I was in the very first roll of quarters, like the very first roll, and it was only one roll of its type. But I open it and I see that, and it's like a very tarnished coin in the '60s, and I thought it said 1961. So I pull the edges up, and it's tarnished, but I found a silver quarter, guys. My first silver quarter of 2026. Um, and it's a 1961 out of Philly. Again, it's got a lot of tarnishing, which I actually like. I really like tarnished silver. I like how antiqued it looks. But yeah, I got a silver quarter in a custom wrap roll, and I'm realizing that I'm actually finding pretty much all my good quarter finds in custom wrap rolls. So that was the first crazy thing. Next thing, I finally on March 12th got my first silver dime coin or hunting. It has taken that long for me to find one, but it's a 1964 Denver, and the crazy thing, it was an ender, so I almost missed it. But finally got my first silver dime of the year. And then I think I had like 8 or 10 nickel rolls that were machine wrapped that were Loomis, and I opened the first of those, and this is a 1968 proof, and I know sometimes I'm unsure about it, and they made business strike nickels in 1968 through 1970, but this one is 100% a proof. Like there's not even a question about it. This is and you can also tell the other telltale sign is that it has full steps. So if this coin were like, wow, what a time to come home. Anyway, um, yeah, I open the very first machine wrap roll, and that's staring back at me. So, and it's actually kind of a bucket lister too, because I've found before a couple proof nickels in the early '60s, and I actually found a 1968 proof penny once, but not a proof nickel. So, yeah, I mean, it is definitely a proof, like definitely. A lot of other 1960 a lot of other ones, like I think are proofs, but I'm not sure. This one is definitely a proof. And just like the Hunt 2, two more silver nickels. Both 1943. One's a Philly, one's a San Francisco. So, and that's like my fifth or sixth silver nickel of the year, too. Um, and then this isn't like a crazy find. It's not necessarily with these other ones because it's going to get flipped up, but the only real interesting find from the pennies was I got a 1 cent coin from Panama. And I love finding non-Canadian foreigns, especially in pennies. Um, I just don't see it that often. And this is a variation of the Panama penny that I've never seen before. Anyway, that's about it. Um, hopefully this video gets uploaded soon, and I'll make sure to upload it. Make sure to get it uploaded before I do any other videos.